Hey, Jim Wolf here, and in this video we're going to talk about one of my favorite books about wealth and finance called The Richest Man in Babylon by Samuel Clason. Now, what's really cool about The Richest Man in Babylon is that even if you're not really into numbers and you're not really into finance and that kind of stuff scares you, because it does, a lot of times we get a little bit scared when we're talking about finances. But obviously it's a really important part of our lives. And so what's cool about The Richest Man in Babylon is that no matter what level you're at right now of understanding finances and numbers, this book is going to be useful to you, because it's told in story form. And so because our minds are kind of wired to relate really well to stories and enjoy them a lot more than like cold-hearted facts, a lot of you are going to love this book because no matter who you are, the lessons about building wealth and your finances are going to sink in at a deeper level because they're told in story form. So this is a really powerful book. It's one of the 5 books that I would leave to my children if I had any. And so I definitely recommend that you pick up The Richest Man in Babylon. Even if you're already pretty sophisticated with your finances, I think you can still get something out of it. And if you're just starting out in learning more about your personal finances, this is a perfect book to start with. And before I get into a couple of the nuggets that I pulled out of this book for you, I'm obviously not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. If you want that, you should talk to my dad. He is a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment purposes only, and I highly recommend that you do your own research on your own personal finances and make decisions based on that and not what I'm about to say in this video. So these are just some nuggets that I learned from The Richest Man in Babylon, and you can take them or leave them for yourself in your own life. So the first one I want to talk about is to pay yourself first. You've probably heard that before. A part of what you earn is yours to keep. Earning money, earning an income is a completely separate skill from keeping money and building wealth. And so one of the most obvious principles from this book is to take a 10th or 10% of what you earn and pay it to yourself first, before you pay your bills, before you buy consumer items, before you get new clothes, before whatever other purchases you make. Pay yourself that 10% first. And if you're a fan of Ramit Sethi has a book called I Will Teach You to Be Rich, and in that book he shows you how to automate the process of paying yourself first. Because it's really difficult to see the money coming in and take 10% out of it and put it into another account, or just pay it to yourself in cash, or put it into savings, or put it into an investment. And we all kind of know that we should be doing that, but it's actually really difficult psychologically to do this. And so Ramit Sethi in his programs shows you a way to do that before you even see the money, so it's just automatic. And I think that's a really great way to do this. And because we have the resources to do it nowadays, I think it's something that we can all look into, is automating the process of paying ourselves first. But this is a really important principle of wealth building. No matter what your income level is, you start building wealth as soon as you start paying yourself a percentage of that before you do anything else. And this is probably already happening in your paychecks. There's probably already some money being taken out for other things, like probably the government's probably taking a little bit of it before you even see it. And the organization that you work for might be taking some of your income out for your retirement account or for insurance already before you see that money. And the thing is, those are automatic deductions that you're not seeing in your paycheck. You just see the net amount that you get paid that gets deposited into your bank account. And so if you can add this pay yourself first part to the stuff that gets automatically deducted from your paychecks every time they come out, and you never actually see that money, you're not going to miss it as much. And that's what Ramit Sethi talks about. So definitely pay yourself first, and to take that to another level, you can automate that process because it's actually really difficult to do it. Next, number 2, wealth grows. So a lot of people have a scarcity mindset. And yes, there are some resources that are scarce. And yes, we have different levels of access to different kinds of resources. But you can grow the amount of wealth that's available to everyone. For example, let's say that you are all of a sudden a really wealthy person, and now you want to build yourself a really big house. Well, where does the money go that you spend on that big house? Well, some of it goes to the person who lays the bricks down. Some of it goes to the landscape guy. Most of it probably goes to a contractor who hires people. And then all the people who worked on the house get paid wages. And so that money doesn't just disappear, it goes to other people, and then they probably spend it other places. And then when the house is all finished, that property is not the same as it was before you built it. That property is now worth more, and that house is worth something. So that value doesn't go away, it's more value that's created. So anytime that you're building something or creating something, even if it's just for yourself, odds are it's going to also grow the wealth that's available to everyone. And so wealth is not something that's just a fixed amount in the world. It's something that grows in magical ways. And if you can start creating things that other people perceive as valuable, that's going to grow your wealth and add more value to the overall economy. And that's another principle that you'll find in story form in The Richest Man in Babylon. And it'll probably go a lot deeper than the way I'm presenting it to you right now, ironically. And then the last one I wanted to talk about is that good luck tends to favor people. In this case, I put men because I work with men. But good luck favors men of action. Good luck favors men of action. So the more action you take, the more likely it is that you will have what we call good luck. Have you ever noticed that casinos, the places where luck is most apparent probably, don't try to get lucky? Isn't that interesting that casinos, the marketers of good luck, don't try to get lucky? I think that's kind of interesting. And really, good luck is about continuing to take action, measuring your results, and correcting your mistakes over time. I think it's reasonable in a lot of scenarios to expect 1 out of 10 opportunities to work out. So if you're applying to graduate schools, for example, if you apply to 10 graduate programs, expect 1 of those to work out. And if you have that kind of an expectation, you'll continue to take action. 1 of those opportunities will materialize, and then people might say later that you got lucky. But really, you just took enough action for those percentages to play out. And that's how a lot of things are in life. Now, some things have a lot lower odds, right? Like you're probably not going to hit the lottery just because you buy 1 million lottery tickets. The odds are still really low of that happening. So it's important to know what the realistic odds of you succeeding are in a given scenario. But if your goal is to get a job that you're qualified for, if you apply for 100 jobs and do a really good job on each of those applications, you're probably going to get at least a few interviews, and out of those interviews, you're probably going to get hired. And so it's just a numbers game. Good luck is mostly a numbers game, and that's why it tends to favor people who take more action. And again, you can't just do it willy-nilly. If you send out 100 really bad applications, you're probably not going to get any of them that go your way. But if you learn from your mistakes and continually improve, odds are over time it's going to work out for you. And so don't take that one opportunity that doesn't go your way and say you're not a lucky person, because that's not true. Just keep going, keep taking action, and keep improving. And eventually, over the long term, you'll get where you want to go. So check out The Richest Man in Babylon. It's a great introductory book to the world of personal finance, and it also has a lot of excellent life lessons as well. So that's it for this edition of Book Nuggets. I'm Jim Wolf, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for checking out The Jim Wolf Show. For my best exclusive content, sign up for my awesome free newsletter at jamesdwolf.com. That's jamesdwolf.com. I'll see you there.